What's up, guys? Welcome to Vintage Genetics, where it is truly all about classic bodybuilding, which I will show you guys in this very video. So let's jump right into it. So right here I am already backstage at the competition, the Juliet Bergman Grand Prix in the Netherlands, showing you here the food that I have with me. Just some basic stuff, some rice, and in the white basmati rice I put some raisins, put some almonds to stop the insulin spike from going up too high, and I've got a chocolate bar to use right before going on stage for the pump up. If I feel like I haven't got enough carbs in me and I don't want to have a big meal on my stomach, the chocolate bar will certainly help get those glycogen molecules into the muscle cells. So that's really all I have with me. No, not really drinking a lot of water today, just a little bit on the feel, not eliminating it completely though. Right here I'm just sitting backstage, just waiting to go on stage, about to warm up. You can see all the people right there, and me of course representing Vintage Genetics. So here people are already warming up, as you can see, and me myself am warming up too, because I was the last class to go on stage, the super heavyweights. Last year I did the same competition, but then I was still a junior. So I did the junior bodybuilding too, which was at the start of the day, and also the super heavyweights at the end of the day. So now I'm warming up for the pre-judging for the super heavyweights, which is about 2:30 p.m., which is the last pre-judging class, and after that there's a break, and then we will have individual posing, which I of course all recorded on video, and you will see it in this very video. And look at that, I'm wearing a Team Vintage Genetics hoodie. We specially made this for people who will be part of the team doing competitions, especially locally. Right now, of course, only me and my family are wearing it, but we are thinking about expanding it to other people for sure. And here I'm really starting to get ready. My dad already put a very light coat of oil on my upper body, and that keeps the warmth in, so I really like to wear as many clothes as possible to the very end to keep the pump in my muscles, to keep the heat right there. It's much easier to keep the glycogen stored into the muscle cell and keep the muscle fully locked on to the pump. But with the oil on my skin, it still feels pretty warm, and this really is almost the only warm-up that I do that is push-ups and different variations of push-ups. So a wide push-up, a narrow push-up for the triceps, a very wide push-up for stretching the chest. As you can see, the pump in the chest is getting there for sure. This is about after 2 push-up sessions, and right there is Barry DeMay. If you know classic bodybuilding, you know Barry DeMay, and when he says that you look good, you know that you look good. At least you can feel confident about the way you look, because he is a straight shooter, he will not lie, and he's a fan of classic bodybuilding. So whenever he comments on your physique in a positive manner, you must listen and hear him carefully. Anyway, I'm doing some poses right here, seeing how well the pump is forming into the muscles. Right now I've probably eaten about 300 grams of uncooked white rice in total, about 50 grams of raisins, 30 grams of almonds, and half a chocolate bar of Tony Chocolonely, dark chocolate with coconut in there. Was actually going to eat it after the competition, but hey, I figured I'm gonna take it into the competition with me to help me pump up. The first actual cheat that I had in months. And here I'm walking to the backstage area where my dad, who is filming, isn't allowed, and right now we are going on stage. So in my super heavyweight class there were only 4 guys. I expected there to be more. Last year there were, I believe, 6 guys, but hey, no matter who shows up, you always gotta be your very best.
Maria en Wesley Vissers. En dan wil ik alle 4 heren even naar voren alsjeblieft. Alle 4 heren naar voorste lijn. Wat een geweld, dames en heren. We gaan nu ook even helemaal los voor de pauze. We kunnen daar toch lekker drinken. We kunnen maar lekker kort draaien naar rechts. Kort draaien naar rechts. Kort draaien naar rechts. En kort draaien naar rechts, gezicht naar de zaal. Een dubbele biceps naar voorzijde.
So the speaker is speaking Dutch, but I'm pretty sure that you understand what he's saying. And if you know the mandatory poses, it's pretty much all the compulsory rounds that I first did. Face judges, quarter turn to the right, etc. And now we're doing the regular compulsory poses: the front upper bicep, the front leg spread, the side chest, etc. And I'm comparing myself with the other three guys right there, and it really is about me and the guy next to me with his green shorts, with the green posing trunks. So the other two guys are pretty good as well, but from the start I really kind of knew that it was about me, and the guy's name is Raylinson Maria, standing next to me. So I really was doing my best and was happy that I was standing next to him actually. And I'm also very happy with the shape that I brought. I have to say that my legs looked a lot better here than they did 4 weeks ago. I managed to get in fuller conditioning. I mean, fuller muscle bellies and better conditioning, which is exactly what I was going for.
Zo ja.
En dan gaan we, dames en heren, your favorite most muscular. Laten we horen, dames en heren, van mensen die gaan laten horen. Jure, Jelle, Rijnson en Wesley Visser. Oké, mannen, relax. We mogen plaats nemen op de achterste in de lijn alsjeblieft. En we gaan deze ronde toch nog even lekker spannend maken.
Deze is heel heftig, deze klasse. Dus we willen nog twee heren even zien naast elkaar. Nummer 88 en 89. Even naar voren.
Raylinson Maria en Wesley Visser.
So basically the head judge is telling us that they still want to see another comparison between me and Raylinson Maria next to me. So right now we're doing the final comparisons in the pre-judging, and of course I'm doing my very best to look as good as possible next to him, because he is a very big and, he's a veteran in this bodybuilding scene, especially in the Netherlands. He has done this competition times and times again, so I really knew that he had a lot of experience on stage, so I really had to do my best to show my package to the judges for sure. But of course I'm still keeping it classic, doing the classical side chest, and in this shot I can see that my hamstrings have really improved in terms of conditioning. Even my glutes are showing some striations. Of course from the back the hamstrings can be a little better, from the side too, but I have to say that they have improved a lot, and the back thickness right here is a lot better than 4 weeks ago in my other competition during the Grand Prix Pepa. And I'm just very happy with my shape here, guys. This is exactly what I envisioned myself to be capable of.
Buik en bovenbenen.
Zo ja.
En de volgende pose gaan we helemaal los, dames en heren. Your favorite most muscular. Wie gaat het worden, dames en heren? De superzwaargewicht van vanavond. Raylinson Maria of Wesley Visser. Laat het horen, dames en heren. Oké, mannen, relax. Jullie mogen terug naar de achterste witte lijn. Voor de jury is het duidelijk. Want de laatste twee heren nog even naar voren toe. En de laatste man zijn verschillend aan het battelen. Ik verwacht alle medewerking die we kunnen krijgen van het publiek. Hier is nummer 88, Raylinson Maria.
Okay, so now the posing round begins. The other two guys of the super heavyweights already did their posing routine, and it really was down to the posing routine because there were a very close call between me and the person posing right here, the athlete Radisson Maria. So I really wanted to do my best during the posing routine, and I'm showing you his posing routine right here so you can make the comparison yourself. We obviously have very different styles, so it really is about what you like bodybuilding to be about. Do you want it to be about the aesthetics, about the classic bodybuilding, or do you want it to be about the conditioning and the mass, or the combination of both? You decide what you want bodybuilding's future to be. Anyway, here is my own posing routine.
Dankjewel, Radisson. En dan nu, 20 jaar uit Oosterhout, Wesley Vissers. Overbodig om te zeggen dat ze inspirator Arnold Schwarzenegger is volgens mij. En zo maakt Wesley het plaatje compleet en gaan wij lekker een broodje of weet je wat happen.
Alright, so that was pretty awesome. The posing routine went pretty well. You did see a perspective from above, so the angles that you saw weren't completely accurate, but still, I really enjoyed doing that posing routine on stage, and that the people really liked those classic poses, such as this one. And right here next to me is Barry DeMay, who really liked the posing routine as well, especially poses like this, and that just is something really great to hear, guys, from such a legend of the sport. Alright, so after the pre-judging and the posing routine before the actual prize ceremony, actually during the prize ceremony, they still wanted to see a final comparison between me and Radisson Maria right next to me, of course. So all the other classes have already received their prizes. All the other winners are already known, except for the super heavyweights, because it was such a close call. So right here we are doing the final comparisons, and it was just an awesome feeling to be standing on there on stage and really looking and feeling the best I have ever felt and looked on stage, backstage, in my opinion. And this was probably about 7 or 8 p.m. and the later in the day it got, the more conditioned I got, especially in the leg area. I've never been in such a good shape in my life, and it really was all due to keeping it to the basics, guys. Don't go crazy with the water, don't go crazy with the salt, don't go crazy with the carbs. Just ease into it, and you will ease into your shape if it is good to begin with. And right here, even the back double biceps, which was one of my weaker shots, really does look pretty good comparison to how I used to look on the other years of competing. And this one too, the back lat spread, used to be one of my weaker poses, but it has been getting stronger and stronger, especially in the leg area, the hamstring and glute area. Really, I have to be honest with myself, I'm really happy with the progress that I made. Of course, the hamstrings are still a weak point. The legs in general can be a little bigger, but I have to say from the front they have improved quite a lot, and I was kind of surprised to see the amount of progression that I've made when I saw this footage and when I saw the pictures after actually having gone on stage. So I'm so happy with my progress over these last few months and this last year because of the bulk and my very good coach Ferdi, who has been helping me tremendously, understanding my body, helping with my nutrition, and just being someone very knowledgeable. So right now the official prize ceremony is about to begin.
Even lekker doorhouden, mannen. Op de vierde plaats in deze klasse, Leroy Bouwhuis. Op de derde plaats, Jelle Starreveld. En dan staat er gewoon van meer dan 250 kilo pief op die achterlijn. Je zult maar in je diepvries hebben. Dat is koud, hè? Nou, nog één keer een vraag aan het publiek. Wie gaat het worden? Dames en heren, ik weet het. Runner-up. Met het super zwaargewichten. De tweede plaats. Rani Sommerie! En eindelijk heeft hij hem dan te pakken. En blij dat hij is, de nummer 1, Wesley Bissel!
And guys, I really have to say I was especially happy winning this competition as really an ending of this competitive year for me. You know, ever since last year when I did the Arnold Classic, I got 5th place at the juniors. I got 2nd place at the super heavyweights in this very same competition last year. I got 1st at the juniors though, but ever since I haven't been a junior anymore, I haven't won any competition like this, so this victory truly does mean a lot to me. So I was so happy with this, and now it is still time for the battle of the overall champion.
De voorste middenlijn alsjeblieft. Even lekker uit elkaar. Ruimte genoeg. Staan ze goed, jury?
So basically the overall, what you see right here is every single winner of every class. So the winner of the juniors, the winner of the masters, the winner of the until 70 class, until 80 kilo class, until 90 kilo class, and above 100 kilo weight class. So every single winner is on stage right here. So everybody you see is the winner of their own class, and to be battling with them is truly amazing. One final comparison between every single winner of this competition, and you know, there were some really good guys there, as you can see, especially in my opinion the guy in the purple trunks you can see on the very left side, and the guy next to him, Siem Goossens, who's a very good junior right here. You can see him pulling the vacuum pose very efficiently for sure. He's a young guy, and you know, there's so much talent on this stage, you guys, so it's awesome to be battling it out with them. And now it is time for the pose down. So what you do during the overall pose down, or any pose down in general, is you show your strong sides and you stand next to the guy that you think is your opponent. So I was going to stand really close next to people I think who are very good, who might have a chance to win this competition overall. So you really want to stand next to those guys and show your strong points to the judges. And it's just awesome to see yourself, you know, it's undescribable really, to see yourself battling it out with guys who you look up to, with guys who you think look really good, and seeing that you actually look pretty good next to them even. You know, you really gotta be honest with yourself, and you can be proud of yourself when you achieve such a thing, even if it is about yourself, guys. So don't be afraid to be proud of anything you achieve. Of course, pulling in the vacuum, doing some classic poses, always showing what you got.
Oh, Michael, iedereen van het podium af hebben. Iedereen van het podium af. Jullie worden allemaal geschorst. Oh. Wat een vette gedoe met die bruine. De overal titel. De winnaar van de Juliette Bergman. Grand Prix 2017. Wie?
And it was at this moment that, guys, I was backstage. I was tired from doing the overall pose down, and I was like, what? My name is being called out. I literally did not see that one coming, and I was so happy that the judges and the crowd chose for nothing else but classic bodybuilding. That is what it is all about. So of course, when I was wearing the overall medal, I was going to show them and everyone my favorite classic poses to really showcase what I am all about and what the winner of this competition is all about, guys. Classic bodybuilding is really what vintage genetics stands for, and I'm so very happy to have been able to show it on this stage and win this overall title. And then it is finally time to finally eat. And eating I did, guys. Honestly, we just drove on the way home. Of course, nothing at that time is open but McDonald's. So I have to say I did enjoy myself there. I gotta be honest about that. Nothing to be ashamed about either. I probably dieted for 20, 22, maybe more weeks, cardio an hour every single day. So I really enjoyed that food for sure. Just not thinking about anything else, but enjoying yourself, enjoying the victory. And I want to thank you guys as well for supporting me every single time I post a video, every single time I post something on Instagram, or every single time that I request anything of you. You guys will always be there for me. So every time that I'm doing a competition, I know that I can count on you guys to be there with me, because whether you realize it or not, indirectly you do help me let me become the better version of myself, the best version of myself that I can be by being there, watching the videos, commenting, liking. It's all a cumulative effect that drives me to try even harder, to motivate me to do my best even more. You know, I could be here denying it, but it is true. So I want to thank you guys for that so much. Also for visiting the website, getting clothes. It's all helping me with the prep. It's all getting me in the right mindset to really drive forward and to bring classic bodybuilding to the forefront where it belongs. And I really do believe I made a big leap, a big step towards achieving that. So now that I won this competition, and this was a Dutch competition, the Juliette Bergman Grand Prix. It is an international competition, but it happens to be in the Netherlands. So a lot of people from different countries also joined the competition. So in my opinion, this is the #1 amateur bodybuilding show that you can possibly do in this very country. So my goal now is next year to do, or at least go into the direction of classic physique. You saw it on the video itself. I'm really someone who loves the golden age of bodybuilding, the golden era, the classic bodybuilding, how the body looks, the poses. I of course have still a lot to learn, a lot to improve, but that's what makes bodybuilding so much fun to me. Even I've been doing this for 10 years, of course only been doing competitions for a few years, but I keep learning every single day. I keep being inspired by you guys, by guys from the 70s, etc. Every single day I look up to people just as you guys look up to your idols. So I'm striving to be better every time. And by the way, I weighed 110 kilograms during the weigh-in in the very morning with a fuller look and a more conditioned look than 4 weeks back, where I weighed 109.4 and I wasn't as full and I wasn't as conditioned. So the diet did do a lot of things right, because I didn't do anything else but change up the diet. At least keep the diet consistently and keep up the carbs a little higher, keeping in the cardio, just being smart about nutrition, because that plays such a big role in being the best version of yourself you can possibly be. Bodybuilding, consistency are one. Remember that. So, all in all, I'm very incredibly happy with this result. And winning the overall is just an amazing end for me of this competitive year. And next year, probably early next year, I will do another competition. I will try to keep my shape that I have right now as lean as possible, as full as possible. Of course, I will take a little break, detoxify a little bit, you know, been through a lot, my body, doing so much cardio, all the training and a caloric deficit, taking all the supplements. It does take a toll after a while. So now, of course, I'm going to be eating more, but my diet will remain relatively clean, but I will have the freedom to choose between all the protein sources, the carb sources, the vegetable sources that I want, and every now and then have a little cheat meal, because that's what it's about, guys. Living the bodybuilding lifestyle the way you want to live, and still be the best version of yourself when you need to be. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching, and don't forget to stay golden. What's up, guys? Welcome to Vintage Genetics, where it is truly all about classic bodybuilding, which I will show you guys in this very video. So let's jump right into it. So right here I am already backstage at the competition, the Juliet Bergman Grand Prix in the Netherlands, showing you here the food that I have with me, just some basic stuff. So right here I'm just sitting backstage, just waiting to go on stage, about to warm up. You can see all the people right there, and me, of course, representing Vintage Genetics. So here people are already warming up, as you can see, and me myself am warming up too, because I was the last class to go on stage, the super heavyweights. Last year I did the same competition, but then I was still a junior. So I did the junior bodybuilding too, which was at the start of the day, and also the super heavyweights at the end. Right now, of course, only me and my family are wearing it, but we are thinking about expanding it to other people for sure. And here I'm really starting to get ready. My dad already put a very light coat of oil on my upper body, and that keeps the warmth in. So I really like to wear as many clothes as possible to the very end to keep the pump in my muscles, to keep the heat right there. It's much easier to keep the glycogen stored at the end of the day. So now I'm warming up for the pre-judging for the super heavyweights, which is about 2:30 p.m., which is the last pre-judging class, and after that there's a break, and then we will have individual posing, which I of course all recorded on video, and you will see it in this very video. And look at that, I'm wearing a Team Vintage Genetics hoodie. We specially made this for people who will be part of the team doing competitions, especially locally. Some rice, and in the white basmati rice I put some raisins, put some almonds to stop the insulin spike from going up too high, and I've got a chocolate bar to use right before going on stage, for the pump up if I feel like I haven't got enough carbs in me and I don't want to have a big meal on my stomach. The chocolate bar will certainly help get those glycogen molecules into the muscle cells. So that's really all I have with me. No, not really drinking a lot of water today, just a little bit on the feel, not eliminating it completely though.